Hello, and welcome to my overview of The Lord of the Flies, Chapter 6. So yeah, let's hop into it. Let's say the scene opens really early on. Sorry, with a what's it called? With the night sky, and it talks of all the children sleeping and in the huts, and then it open and during the night, it seems that a plane exploded overhead and the pilot's ejector seat launched and he was caught in the wind and which described as this really kind of graphic ragdoll that the body becomes in the wind. It's honestly a little out of place. It's the first really morbid scene that we see in the story. um, so yeah, uh, pilot ejects from the thing, is torn around by the wind. He eventually lands at the top of the mountain, just perfectly sitting against a rock. And his parachute, when it gets caught by the wind, pulls him to sit upright. So he's kind of sitting forward like this with his head like down. And then when it wind comes back, he's like that. And I don't know, that was really kind of graphic, really kind of creepy. It was really an interesting way to introduce a new plot line. And in chapter 6, like I said, we're kind of reaching the top of the hill, kind of passing the halfway point in the book. So it's really interesting. And the chapter is titled "The Beast" or "Beast from the Sky" or something like that. It's really kind of a good introduction of like a new fear. And this chapter is pretty short, so we might get through this pretty quick. Um, so Sam and Eric, the twins, which are in one of the characters, I should probably have used their names before, but the twins, they are the fire starters this morning, and they're supposed to watch the fire at night and in shifts, and they woke up in the morning and went and lit the fire because they had both fallen asleep, right? And so they start the signal fire, and as the fire grows and as it gets brighter out because it's cold and it's kind of still dark, the sun is still coming up. Sam and Eric are building the fire, and I think was it yeah, Eric sees the dead body up against the rock, and he calls Sam over, and they both freeze for about 10 seconds before rushing down to tell Ralph. And since it's in the wee hours of the morning, everybody is still asleep. So Ralph is shaken awake, um, and then he calls a quiet meeting. And this is really stressed in the book that it's a quiet meeting. Ralph doesn't even blow the conch. Instead, he holds it up to signify that there's a meeting starting instead of blowing it. Um, Nobody shouts during the meeting. Everybody is scared. Everybody thinks they're being watched because Sam and Eric have come down and they actually saw a beast and they know that they were awake. So everybody's on edge and they talk about what they should do. They form a big hunting party while Piggy watches the little ones, right? And so the hunting party goes to a part of the island that Jack hasn't explored before, and they find a place to make like a fort. And the hunters think it's really cool, while Ralph is really scared when he first goes in. And then once they find that the beast isn't there, they start to leave up towards the top of the mountain. Oh, and during the meeting, Jack does get a little unruly. He says, "Why do we even need the conch? We know who the people that should talk are, right?" And then Ralph has to like put him in his place, and for some reason, what is it? Piggy gets hit, and I can't tell if it was. I think it was Ralph hitting him because it said a violent swing to Ralph's side. So I think Ralph hit Piggy because Piggy was whining about having the conch and wanting to talk, but Jack was talking over him. Um, and during the walk up to the fort, Simon has his own little kind of entrance where he kind of explores the jealousy he has for the other children on the island because they are capable of public speaking better than he is. When Ralph and Island get to this kind of fort area, there's really like breathtaking imagery, and it almost seems like, and the island itself is characterized as like a big monster, right? Um, there are waves coming in and going out and crashing in and going out of this kind of area within the island. And Ralph looks at it, and it is continuously described as the lungs breathing in, the lungs of the island, the lungs of the Leviathan, right? Breathing in and breathing out. And I think that's something to take note of in this story, that the beast really, and I think Ralph realizes this, and that's why it is characterized in this fashion during this chapter as a beast, that the beast itself, there isn't really a beast on the island per se, rather the beast is the island itself. And so with that, the chapter kind of ends. They decide to bail on the cool place that they just explored and go to the top of the mountain to both find the beast and restart the fire. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and please leave a comment in the comment section if you think there's anything I missed. Other than that, have a good day.